got ourselves Dude Man Chill over for the team one. Looks like first up, we got Layson back in here. No, they're sending Layson the boy. Are we a Hammer Pally? Are we the Hammer Paladin? Or are we the other Pally? The Herald Pally. Eleanor is going to be first. It looks like DMCS was going to be up first, but apparently not. It is going to be the opener onto Layson. Immediate wall. Bleeds are already doing a number onto Layson, landing a stun onto the Feral, who got a trinket with a bit of that bar skin to follow. Trying to see if he can just stay in. Layson is under a ton of pressure. Big bites out of the cat. And he's just trying to see if he can get lay on hands plus a bubble out of Layson. Might be able to with a couple of bites. Huge bite. Layson sells super low. Bubble to follow. He is playing Herald though. He is playing the big Herald build, which did get nerfed by like 15% in raw damage, and like one of the trades got nerfed. I think the tier set maybe also got nerfed too, but I'm not 100%. It's been a second since we got some of those changes. One of those being actually buffing up Outlaw and Assassination Rogues with the whole Fatebound coin flip playstyle. Another opener onto Eleanor, got himself a glare to follow. Eleanor knows he now can wall. Previously, Eleanor had to pop a wall to force a bubble and a lay on hands out of a paladin. This time he just uses a wall just to survive. And Layson, all he has is the bop. So it's really one more immunity, sorta. One more reset button. Layson's health is incredibly low. He can't stop still. He has to go for a bop. Eleanor able to pressure him, and he's just going to go behind the pillow. Heart of the Wild able to get full recovery. Barskin keeping him plenty safe. Is going to get a yoink back into Layson. He just needs to survive the next Hodge. For Layson, it is imperative to do as much damage as possible. He's going to burn a Wake of Ashes just to recover in health. He needs to play in that health game and wants to ideally deny the Feral any kind of an opener. I don't know if he's going to be able to. That is the go for the Feral. Couple of bleeds, not sticking around to find out if Layson got anything under his sleeve. Eleanor's taking a decent bit of damage of their own. Layson able to go for a lot of recovery, however, mounting up but still slowed by the thorns of the Feral Druid. He's going to, looks like, pick up the eyes if Eleanor goes into stealth, but he's just going to go for as much recovery as possible. So this is the reset that both of them really wanted. For Eleanor, that's a reset to potentially get a trinket and incarnation. For Layson, that's a breather, but he now knows he doesn't have a big immunity to follow up. He will have a human racial coming up in 10 seconds, so he'll be able to break out of a stun. Ideally, though, he's not in a great spot. The best you can do is counter Feral stun, but you won't be able to in the opener. Might just have to immediately go for human racial. Trinket out for Eleanor. All the bleeds are in. Layson tried to see if he could survive, but the Paladin, man, they clipped those wings, did they not? Previously, you would put a Dawnlight in somebody and that would just melt people. But now Layson is just unable to like melt them with a Herald. So the Feral could just like out pressure the Paladin, unfortunately. Dude Man Chill pops an IBF as soon as the Feral gets an opener. Blind for a second. Surrounds the Druid with an army of undeads. WTF? Yo, you guys need to see the Sabo on EU and how he dealt with two Pallies in a row. From one to another. One of them being a Pally that's actually like Bayek. He's a really good Paladin in Duels. He's been here multiple times. He can stand toe-to-toe with Saya. Literally toe-to-toe. And Saya got some big toes and Dalaran. Have you seen those big toe beans, man? They're massive. Bash on the Dude Man Chill. He's got himself Death Pact. Just needs a little bit more pressure on the Feral Druid. The Army of the Dead did do a number onto Eleanor. But he's still surviving. Playing that bleed game as best as possible. Death Pact is falling off for Dude Man Chill. Will not be able to break out of the next stun from Eleanor. But I don't think the Feral is catching a re-stealth anytime soon. Maybe have to wait for a meld, but not catching a re-stealth for a while. Does get a maim onto Dude Man Chill. No outs for the Death Knight. Just looking to drop some bleeds on him. If Dude Man Chill has any more mobility to catch up, he might be okay, but he's just rotting. His body just can't handle the bleeds and the thorns. Maybe a death strike, but no. As he goes in for a blind, he does collapse on the ground. Unfortunately, he can't keep on going. Somebody else got to be next over for the team one. And it looks like it is going to be Chicago, potentially. Or is it going to be Lights? Lights charging out. Lights rushing in. But I think he's a Hammer Paladin this time around instead. We'd love to see it. What? Pally went down, the chat goes wild. Like, whoa, we're free. Our shackles are broken. Look, there's still a lot of Paladins in the ladder. The Blizzard definitely feels like the changes that they did to Pally have been rough for them. Not gonna lie. It has made them a little bit more mortal feeling. Lions is just gonna have to go for a bubble here. There goes a Land Hands bubble. Eleanor had to trade a wall with that. But he has to play Barskin. Yet another chance to go versus another paladin. He's able to trade a big defensive for another. Lights goes behind the pillar. Is going to get himself a quick reset. He's actually also a Dawnlight paladin, not the Hammer paladin. Eleanor, while he's taking that dot damage, it is going to cinch through him. But that bear from keeping him alive. Blind, however, does not connect. Can now follow up with the blind into Searing Glare. Maybe still can do a stun. Searing Glare lockdown onto Eleanor, who's got regrowths, but they're barely healing. Look at that. Every regrowth at least helps them just get their health a little bit more stable, but it's so rough, man. Light just went in for Wake of Ashes. Does reach Eleanor. Is going to go for the stun into the blind. Trying to see if he can ramp up some damage. Eleanor back in a bear form. Has some survivability. What looks like a battle master's trinket to give him a little bit more health. Has regrowths available, but is unable to catch himself a proper stealth. Reset. No prowl for the cat anytime soon. And Light's getting those procs of wings, which is huge for him. Eleanor gets a lockdown into Lights, a bop, and does end up taking him out. The Feral Druid played really well, but like you're going from one pally into Unholy Death Knight into another pally. Eventually, you will run out of cooldowns. So like, this isn't an unusual turn of events. Let's be honest here. This right here is definitely not unusual. Gonk is going to be up next. I like the whole Demon Hunter set you got going on. This is such a good set. Except I don't like that running animation. I don't like this like stutter step and thing. That's a good set, man. That is a really good set. What's cool about it too is this set you can get from Legion Remix vendors. And it's a leather set, not a Demon Hunter set, not a Monk set, not a Druid set. It's leather. Any leather can wear it. Mad damage into Light. It does not have an immunity. All he can do is Shield of Vengeance and get a Searing Glare. So he can maybe survive just for a little bit longer, getting some massive damage into Gonk. But that slicing wind into a blind touch of death. That was a touch of death from like a mile away, dude. You literally touched him from another zip code. Sias bees, but Rick though. Yo, Rick, yeah, that's another a hell of a dueler right there. And Rick apparently was competing in AWC too. I don't know how far he got, but hopefully he did well. Definitely wish him the best of luck, you know what I mean? Gonna be a couple of heals for Gong, just looking for a quick catch up, whatever he can really get in terms of recovery. And Chicago just chilling. Is Chicago trying to fight somebody else? It looks like Boo's just rushing out there. Waddling out there. Are they trying to get... No, it looks like it is Gonk. Looks like it is Gonk. Incap immediately by the Monk onto Chicago. Leg sweep, trinket to follow. Full conduit is up and running. That's a lot of damage for Chicago to take. Having to wall this off is going to be the slicing wind. Chasing up to Chicago. Huge damage with those Fists of Furies too. Does get a reverse of dodge with the diffuse magic on Chicago. That's where you had the volcano pop up under their feet as a flame shock dispel protection, which all shamans have. A bit more Fist of Fury. Chicago looking for a knockback, maybe looking for even more defenses here. Karma has to play defensive. I don't think they can burrow on the ground, so I think Gonk may just have it. Big slice and wind, and then just over. That is so rough. That is a lot of damage. That is a ton between a Feral and a Monk. And Horde Badya is up next. Last one left over on team 1, giving Gonk full opportunity for an honor duel. Full opportunity. Really hope they do anything at midnight to make Herald playable and M+ content. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if like Herald was like good in PvE. It was for a little bit, but like yeah, I wouldn't be mad if they made like more hero specs viable. There's an opportunity for them to do so with like the new towns they're adding. Gonk is taking a lot of damage out from Horde Badya. And all Biding has to do doesn't mean to be over there. Just needs to let the pets do work. Just let your pets do work. He just needs Woomer's Clawing Shadow. He just needed to let the pets do work. Boo's gonna rush him without giving him a second to recover. He's just gonna backpedal out of there because he knows he's like, you know what? I'm in a bit of a rough spot right now. I'm just gonna walk backwards because it's just, I don't think it's winnable. I don't think it's winnable. But yeah, Boo does end up taking it. Eleanor just absolutely rotting these boys with the massive bleeds, by the way. Well done, well done. Love to see it. Let's get another one going.